ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون قال تعالى يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا وقال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه أجمعين أما بعد. All the praises and thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sustainer of the universe, and blessing and salutation to be on the all Anbiya Karam who passed before Rasulullah and khususan to the Nabi Rasulullah, the Messenger Rasulullah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have blessing on him, on his wife, companions, children, and all the righteous people who passed in the past, who are among us who are going to come. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the righteous ulama who passed in the past, who are among us who are going to come. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect them so they can educate and they can help us understand the true meaning of the deen, In Shaa Allah, as the theme of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. So today, In Shaa Allah, my topic would be the month of Rajab. You know, we are in the month of Rajab now. Subhanallah. Looks like yesterday we just passed through this whole month and cycle, and we are talking about the Ramadan and whatnot. And here comes the Rajab again. After Rajab is another month, Sha'ban, and then it's Ramadan. Subhanallah. So first of all, we have to make the dua. This is a very beautiful dua. Rasulullah has taught us to do this dua. Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa balagna Ramadan. It's mean, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, make Rajab and Sha'ban good for us and blessed for us. And after that, let us reach to Ramadan, because that is one of the goals for the Muslim, to see inshallah Ramadan, so we can reap multitudes of rewards. Every reward is multitude, like several times. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Tawbah, إن عدد الشهور إن الله سنة عشر شهرا في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منهما أربعة حرم ذلك الدين القيم فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم. So indeed the number of month with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is 12. So this, when sometimes people ask these questions, okay, where does Islamic month come from? Well, they had a history of the Georgian or Gregorian calendar, January, February, March, April, December. They have. So they said, we have the history, for where the history. So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, with me, these months are 12 to start off. As I created, the number of months with Allah is 12, because based on the lunar, because based on the moon. Months in the register of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in my register, I have kept this one. These are the 12 months. The day He created the heaven and the earth. So this is the answer. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the heaven and the earth, He already nominated that these are the months for Muslim, or these are months for mankind, in that sense. And among all these 12 months, as we know, Muharram, Safar, Rabi'a, Rabi' Thani, and all the way we go up to Zul-Hajjah. So 4 months are very sacred. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has specifically called out those months. Obviously, Ramadan has its own merit, and it talks about Ramadan in so many places. Obviously, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr. The whole surah is revealed because of Laylatul Qadr, and there are other places we are mentioned, and the hadiths are full of that Ramadan. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about 4 months. He said, among all these 12 months, 4 months are very sacred. What are those 4 months? The month of Muharram. It has its own merit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned. And the month of Rajab, the month we are going in. And after that, it says Dhul Qadr and Dhul Hijjah. So these are the 4 months. It's been said by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has its own merit. So what happened? Let's take a look to this one. Why Rajab and what happened? Obviously. So what are the merits and blessing of this month? This is the same month when Rasulullah was being taken for Isra al-Miraj. This is the month when Isra al-Miraj happened. So he went up to for the journey at the night, the journey of the night, or the beautiful journey, we'll say. So he went from Makkah, the modern day Makkah we call it, from there all the way to Jerusalem, and there was no means like we have the means now, like a transport wise, like people cannot fathom that how it's possible in a short span of time someone traveled from this place to all the way to the other place in Jerusalem, in Masjid al-Aqsa. And then from there the great event started, and he went up to the heaven and Sidratul Muntaha, and after that he had the dialogue, and we know that the whole big of a story of that. There's a big surah of that in commemoration of that whole event, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that surely he came and met me, and all those things. Inshallah, we'll talk in detail about that whole story later on. But the focus is in Rajab. So when he went up to there and met many prophets, he went and he led the prayer in Jerusalem, in Masjid al-Aqsa, for the Anbiya, the Anbiya who passed before him. And he led the prayer. And after that, he went up to all the way up to 7 heavens. And the whole story that he met Ibrahim alayhi salam at one place. And that's where the Ibrahim alayhi salam named us as Muslims. He called the followers of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu as a Muslim. So you all are Muslim. And Prophet Musa alayhi salam has helped in a way to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reduce the salah. We know that story too, right? So that's a whole different, inshallah, we'll cover. But he was after him when he came back with the 50 salah, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this as a gift. So what we do actually, the salah, this is in commemoration of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the gift to Rasulullah for himself and for his followers, Muslim. And until Yawm al-Qiyamah, we will keep on doing the salah, inshallah. And this is the way he has taught us to do salah. So this is a gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to take care of this gift. When someone gives you gift, and especially if it's someone really up to some status, we take care of that gift like something. We say, hey, this president, this governor, this blah, 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 whatever, has given me this gift. And this is the gift of the King of the Kings, the Creator even. This is the gift directly given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have to think from that perspective. So what used to happen in Rajab actually? That's another thing. So first of all, as I recited the Dua Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa balaghna Ramadan. So this is the preparation for us to get into and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, make Rajab and after this the Sha'ban good for us and blessed. So we can reach to Ramadan. So for now, from here to onward until Ramadan, this is our short goal. That may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us this month, take a good reward of this one, keep practicing. It's a preparatory work. We are doing the preparation. As you may know that when you have to present to someone something, or some occasion you have to come up with. You say, okay, there is a party coming up and I'm gonna prepare for the party and this and that presentation needs to be like that. So you do the drill before that. Or if you have a presentation going on, so you do the dry run kind of concept. Like you do before that, and to make sure that when actual time comes, you have to stand in front of someone who is really, really great, respectful, and you have to present this presentation, you prepare at home. You prepare in front of, you just do the demo in front of few people, so they are comfortable, they provide you feedback that, yeah, it's good, no, that's where you need to improve or not. So when you do an actual presentation in front of someone whose status is way up, so you are comfortable delivering your presentation, right? So this is the same concept when Ramadan is coming. This is kind of preparation, preparatory work. Do this right now. Keep practicing. So when it comes to the Ramadan, it becomes easy on us. What it means, do the fasting, do more ibadah. So keep thinking that, okay, Ramadan is coming. I have to prepare myself, my schedule, discipline my schedule, ask for istighfar. Anyway, we need to do that. But more often, this is the way you start practicing. Prepare for your zakat. Plan for your zakats right now. How you need to be doing the zakat. And you don't have to. Again, a lot of scholars, a lot of ulama say that, and I'm going to reiterate the same thing, what they say, that don't have to wait for Ramadan to disperse the zakat. Calculate your zakats right now. So when it comes the time, you have two choices. Either you can wait until you can give to Ramadan so you can have more tawab, that's what more ajr, that's what you're looking for. Or if niyyah is important here, you prepare zakat and start distributing right now if you know that this is your zakat. Because there are people out there who are in need of our zakat, our money. This is a share of them in our wealth, in our earnings. So we need to make sure that we prepare. In pre-Islamic period, people used to fight. People used to fight a lot. And for this reason, even pre-Islamic era, before Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, people used to recognize these months as a sacred month, Rajab. They used to have these all months, and pre-Islamic era, or Zaman Jahiliyyah, they used to recognize these months as a meritorious month, or it has its own merit. So we have to be respectful and should not be fighting. So they won't be fighting. So what they used to do is they used to even lengthen some time, because moon is never been beyond 29 or 30. So sometimes they even stretch this one up to, okay, this month we don't want to fight. If it's in their interest, they used to say, okay, we don't want to fight, so this month is continuing on for Rajab until next 4 more days, whenever they desire. So maybe 40 days this time, maybe 2 months, maybe, or if they have a desire to fight, they used to shrink it and say, okay, call it off. Rajab is done, or Ramadan is done, or Rajab or Dhul Qa'dah or Muharram is done, and they pick up the fight and they used to fight. So this is their way of doing. But when Rasulullah came, and then obviously after that, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this, the Isra al-Mi'raj, the night journey of power, night journey, he went on ascension of up to heaven, went up to heaven, and he came back with that. So that's a whole different perspective after that. When he came, and obviously when he told people, some people believed him right away, because that's their Imam. They had the strongest Imam. But some people, they objected on that. And obviously, that's a whole thing that when Rajab comes, you have to consider yourself getting ready for Ramadan. After Rajab is a Sha'ban. And as Rasulullah, hadith of Rasulullah is, this Rajab is the month of Allah. Because Allah Himself has said in Quran, I just recited Surah Tawbah, the ayat. He says, these are those, all 12 months are Allah's, no doubt. But among them, 4 are sacred. And there's a reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has called them a sacred month. So they don't fight, don't do this one. Rather, prepare yourself for that. So Allah has called Rajab as month of Allah. It's His own month. And the hadith of Rasulullah says, he says, this is the month of Allah. And after that, obviously, we're going to talk in Sha'ban, and Bismillah, if Allah wills. Sha'ban, Rasulullah called this is my month. So I'm getting prepared. Like me and my all followers should get prepared for Ramadan. And Ramadan is the month for the nation. So that's the hadith of that. So we need to practice. So try avoiding sins anyway. But especially in this month, start practicing that we should avoid all the sins, not do anything wrong, and try to get ourselves disciplined, organized. As I said, plan for Ramadan, plan for your zakat, plan for ibadah. how you want to go, and if you come to Ramadan, so what are you going to do? If you have a plan for i'tikaf, just start planning right now. If you need to take days off, just plan for right now what that means. I mean, obviously there are trying times, challenges within that means. It's difficult right now, i'tikaf in the masajid. But this is what you need to be doing that, right? And Rajab is a sacred month. Know that it's all sacred months. Good deeds are multiplied extra virtuous. So that's why I will advise you and foremost myself is that worship more, do extra fasting. So you are getting prepared for the fasting. You get into the habit of doing the fasting and do more of istighfar. We have to do istighfar anyway. It doesn't cost anything, astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. And this tasbih of astaghfirullah has its own merit. They say there is a khair in this astaghfar in so many ways. One, you are seeking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another one is, as it goes, it has unlimited benefits. Even some people prescribe up to this far that if someone did not have children and they have to do, so keep doing istighfar, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. With that intention, may Allah reward them the ulad salih. And if Allah's will, Allah will change. Because sometimes Allah is waiting on those moments. As soon as we do that, that triggers by the will of Allah, that Allah will make that things happen. So just keep practicing this one. So Rasulullah says, Hadith of Rasulullah, إن المؤمن إذا أذنب كانت نقطة سوداء في قلبه. He says, when the believer commits a sin, a black spot appears on his heart, like a small dot appears on your heart. And as it says, another hadith says, فَإِن تَعَبَ وَنَزَى وَاسْتَغْفَرَ سقل قلبه فإن زادته فذلك الرعان الذي ذكر الله في كتابه. If he repents and gives up that sins if he's committing and seeks forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his heart will be polished. But if sin increases, the black spot increases. So what is the example of that? There is, what is the example? You see, sometimes people don't use nowadays more of an ink pen, but we used to use back in those days the ink pens, right? You used to write, and it has a literally the ink, the liquid ink. You know what happens? Take the same example. If you have one drop splash on your clothes, let's say if I'm wearing white and it splash on white clothes especially, what happens? It's a small dot. If that's been taken care right away, chances are you get it off. If you don't, it keep on expanding. So take the same analogy. This white spot appears on our heart, and if we don't take care, we don't seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it keeps on increasing, and it becomes a wider blackness in the heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us tawfiq. Give us the tawfiq to reap the good rewards of this month of Rajab, and on the same token, do more of istighfar, inshallah. Keep us practicing more of istighfar and get ready for Ramadan, inshallah, as we make the dua and keep on asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this dua. Oh Allah, send the blessing of this month and the month after, which is coming after Rajab and Sha'ban, and let me reach to Ramadan and let me reap the reward of the Ramadan, because that is what our smaller goal within the broader goals of our life, right? And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a hadith of Rasulullah, that we should take care of our smaller, that black dot in our heart. If it's been created for whatever reason, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wipe those out with our istighfar, forgiveness, seeking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen, inshallah. And give us all health and energy, and let us do the planning for the Ramadan. And most important thing is, what I will reiterate right now, inshallah, I'm going to, bismillah, if Allah wills, inshallah, I'm going to talk on zakat, one topic someday. If Allah wills, again, bismillah. Zakat is most critical thing, but I'm just going to talk about a little bit about that one right now, and making yourself and myself, everyone aware that zakat is a share. It's not a tax on the people. It's a share of the poor in our wealth. And as one of the scholars have tried to explain, this is your 100%. This is, and you divide the 100% into 10 different buckets. You see 10 different boxes. This is your over 100. This is your 10 like this. Among 10, the corner one, small 2.5%, which is nothing. We think like this is, we given up our wealth, our earning is a big thing, but this purifies our health actually. This purifies our health. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us earn the rizq halal, inshallah. May Allah put the barakah in our rizq, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the speaker that we do plan for Ramadan and plan for zakat right now. If we have not done it, khair, inshallah, ask for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness. Allah is Ghafur Rahim, inshallah. Allah will forgive that. And if you don't know the masail of the zakat, as an adult, this is not an excuse, acceptable excuse. We look for each and everything, and we look for those solutions. Why not look for the one which Allah has commanded us to do? This is one of the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. Right after salah, the next thing Allah always talks in Quran most of the time is zakat. Establish the salah and do the zakat. Establish the salah and do the zakat. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. بعدين وآتوا الزَّكَاةَ. It comes right back to back. So many times it came in the Quran. So this is a reminder from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that must do that one. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us reap the reward of this month and let us reach to the Ramadan and get us prepared for this one. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم سائر المسلمين فاستغفر إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله استعينوا واستغفروا نعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ارسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعه من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فانه لا يضر الا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحورهم ونعوذ بك من شرورهم. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء دينه واحمي حوزة الإسلام يا رب العالمين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا واخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا ذرية قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم اغفر لي وللمؤمنين وللمسلمات يوم يقوم الحساب. عباد الله الله في أصحابي لا تتخذهم غرضا من بعدكم من أحبهم فبحبي أحبهم ومن أبغضهم فبغضي أبغضهم. وخير أمتي قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. أقم الصلاة.